Mic is up. We're live. Heads up to everybody as part of the show.
Yeah.
We are Breakfast Television. Yes. Devo Brown, Dina Sid 6. We try to show you the city. It's difficult this morning. We tried.
The fog.
Yeah.
Foggy.
Yeah.
We're trying to get some clarity yesterday into Hockey Canada. So it was day 2 of the hearings on Parliament Hill into the sexual abuse cover-up. I don't really know what else to call it at this point inside Hockey Canada. So we learned one specific thing about the fund that they take money out from registration to settle claims of sexual assault. Since 1989, we learned that 9 complaints alleging sexual abuse through Hockey Canada have been settled with $7.6 million. This is from the fund where some of the money is taken from registrations from kids across the country. So we were looking for an actual number. Since 1989, from that fund specifically, 9 is the number. But there was a lot going on. I just want to credit Tim and Friends on Sportsnet. They put together one of the best audio packages I saw yesterday. There was a lot said in these hearings. So we're going to play it for you here. We're going to start off with MP John Nader, who flat out asked the CEO of Hockey Canada, Scott Smith, why he should still have his job.
I strongly believe there needs to be new leadership within Hockey Canada. Will you do that? Will you step down for new leadership to take over?
I believe I said in my opening statement that I'm prepared to take on this responsibility for change within our game. I believe I've got the experience to do it. Should our board or the governance review that we've outlined in our action plan suggest that I'm not the person, then I'm prepared to take on, prepared to accept that.
I hope the governance review would follow other national sport organizations in this country, giving the board of directors the power over the CEOs. Bob Nicholson, Tom Rennie, and you are too powerful. The boards of hockey need to take this over.
The answers we received with respect to the settlement agreement and the answers with respect to all of Hockey Canada's past lead me to believe that unfortunately there needs to be a bigger cultural change in Hockey Canada than you're currently promising today. There's times that good people have to step aside because the public has lost confidence in them. And I'm afraid this might be one of these times.
I believe Hockey Canada has failed at its task to protect athletes who are victims, to protect the public who are victims. And Sports Canada has also failed at its task. And because of those reasons, we need to continue our study and continue our work.
Just a sample of the 4 hours of testimony and questioning that took place. Devo Brown, your thoughts?
Do you get frustrated watching that?
Oh, yes.
It's more than frustration. It's anger.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing 21 complaints. How many? Like 7 were paid out. Whatever. You're looking at $8-9 million that they've spent since 1989. It's continued to happen. Nothing has changed. So how can you sit there, Scott Smith, and say, no, I want to be the one to make change? Get your head out of everything, because you're not going to be the one to make change. You had an opportunity to do it, and you have not to this point.
Part of the problem.
Yeah, I understand that you want to say, okay, look, now you're pointing the finger at me. I'm going to fix it. Nah, man, you need to go. And also, just as a front level, people want to see someone else in there just to make them feel better at that point as well.
Go ahead, Dee.
I was going to echo the exact same sentiments, and I think it was said beautifully in the clip that even if you're good at your job in other aspects, no doubt that's why you're there. It's up to the board to decide whether you should still be there, because it is the faith and the confidence in the CEOs that has been shattered. So something has to be done to change it, bring in fresh perspectives, start anew. Otherwise, people are going to feel like it is not enough fundamental change being done.
Yeah. For sure. I mean,
9 people were paid off.
9 and 21 total.
Yeah.
21 that went, like, there was 9 that didn't go through insurance, but the others did. And this is all now coming to light now. And there was a bunch of information in terms of minutes from meetings and whatnot that Hockey Canada said they didn't have. They chose not to bring it. No one, Hockey Canada doesn't want anyone hearing those conversations.
Right. Were those on the record? Nah. Right? They disappear. We don't know where they are.
No, no. Look, this is, again, I don't live in Naiveville. I don't think these are the last stories we're going to hear, whether it's 2018 in London, Ontario, or 2003 at the World Juniors in Halifax. I think there are going to be more stories, because that's how these stories normally go. And Scott Smith needs to resign as CEO of Hockey Canada. And I think one of the biggest issues there was it's not a rule across the board for Hockey Canada, because there's some diversity. I saw a lot of old white guys yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot. And Scott Smith can claim he just became CEO. He's been in the system since '95. Give me a break that he is not a product of that system, too. Yeah. This has to change. That look, somebody said it yesterday during the hearings, one of the politicians. There was a lot of grandstanding as well, which is what politicians do. But the face of Hockey Canada that we saw yesterday, that's not the face of where hockey's going.
No.
It isn't. And if it stays old white guyville, he said yesterday he's not stepping down with a straight face. He's not stepping down because a politician told him to, or, heaven forbid, the right thing to do. No. That's how Hockey Canada's thinking right now. That was terrifying to watch yesterday. Terrifying. And I think there needs to be more oversight, and whatever tools are available to politicians in this country, I don't say this often, whatever tools, that organization needs to be shaken because they're not taking this seriously even now. They can say they are, they're not. 3 people should have resigned yesterday on the spot and walked out. That's what normal organizations do when stories like this come up. But the hockey guys in this country are living in a different place, and we'll see where it goes.
Despite the fact that we're all talking about it, where's the accountability? Where's the reflection? Where is the self-reflection? Like, this is moral, conscious, alert time, wakey. Oh my gosh, women's lives were destroyed. These are despicable, horrifying crimes that if you were to see it unfold at any fiction film, you'd be disgusted. This is depraved actions that are criminal by law. That was hushed up because it wasn't for the good of the sport, and we need to protect the players. What about these poor souls who were ripped apart in so many ways and had to endure this? Money never, ever resolves any of that. It's something, but my gosh, like, are you kidding? What if it was their own daughters? This is crazy to me.
Daughters and sons, right? It's just people in the system that were coming up that their lives were ruined. Playing the sport that they loved. You know, and there's all this talk about we want to, you know, some people want to have a seat at the table. You know, you want to get a seat at the table because we want the diversity. We want things to change. But when you have that seat at the table, there's times where you have to be like, you know what? I don't belong here anymore.
Yes.
I need to give up my seat at the table. And as you mentioned, there's 3 people that need to do that right now. And they need to smarten up and say, hey, it's our time. We're out. We got to go. Yeah. Because it's gotten ugly, and it's not going to get any better. No.
Well,
any better.
Well, clearly
for them.
To end this segment, because it's not the end of the story, obviously, though there were a bunch of executives at that table who weren't that worried. That freaked me out yesterday. To be continued. More BT after this.